running.
I'd like to welcome you all to another edition of In the Bleachers. This is our Championship Sunday show, where we're also going to have a feature on the tale of two quarterbacks. Today, as we tape this, it's January 15th, and I'm glad to be joined by my two co-hosts, Coach Bob Wallace and Rich Flera, most recently from ESPN New Hampshire. Guys, this should be a heck of a weekend.
Oh, love it.
Fantastic, I'm pumped.
And
15th meeting.
yeah, and all we're hearing about is Manning, Brady, Brady, Manning. So I think before we get into the actual two games,
Yep.
I've taken the time, along with Coach Rich and our man in the studio, and we've tried to do a little comparison, fair and equal, just like Fox. We report it, you decide.
Fair and equal, just like Fox. Yep.
Yeah, and not only are we going to compare Tom and Peyton.
That's
but,
everyone's doing that.
Yeah.
And we'll do a little.
We'll
of that,
do
but
a little.
Everyone's doing that. Let's do something different, Dave. What are you thinking?
Well, I think we should. What are the two big influences on a young man's life? The woman he marries,
Yep.
and the father that helped mold him.
Well, I know in my case, that's probably exactly what's.
Yeah, I think for
in that
many
order,
of us.
probably, I don't think that would be upset.
Oh yeah, no.
It's the lady at home, the other part of that partnership that keeps us all. Right
Exactly, keeps him grounded.
Yeah.
And the father that helped mold him, and
Yeah.
and I think you're going to find that in the case of Brady and Manning, it's also the case.
Well, this should be interesting then.
All right, what I'd like to start off with is talking about the wives.
Okay.
Okay, and first we'll talk about Mrs. Brady. Okay, otherwise known as Gisele Bündchen. And geez, I think most of us know her. Well, she's certainly not just Mrs. Tom Brady. In fact,
No.
the rumor is she makes quite a bit more than Tom.
No, she does quite a spread.
Tom's paycheck's just pocket change.
Yeah, really,
compared to what she
my
makes.
understanding, she is the breadwinner in that one. So imagine that little family fund.
Well, she's just a little bit about her.
What about her, Dave?
Well, she was born in 1980, and we know she's a Brazilian fashion model, occasional film actress, producer, Goodwill ambassador
Wow.
to the United Nations for the environmental program.
Come on, really?
Yeah, I mean, this
Wow.
is just some of it.
Yeah.
She's done a lot of acting. She had a great role where she was almost nominated for Academy Award for Best New Star in The Devil Wears Prada. And overall, she's a do-gooder.
Wow.
In fact, the one thing which she don't get enough credit for, she is, they say that she is the one that ended the heroin chic era of modeling, when they were all into the heroin and the dope and the
Yep.
skinniness, and she's the one that
She pulled
pulled it out and
voluptuousness in there.
exactly. So again, that's what that's Mrs. Brady. That Mr. Brady comes home to each evening.
Wow, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Okay, and next I'd like to talk about Mrs. Manning.
Huh.
Okay, first name is Ashley,
Ashley.
and I have to tell you, it was a little more difficult to get information on her. There's no pictures of her on the internet. I defy
Right.
any of you to find them.
Wow.
But I was able to get a little stuff.
might have
For
found one.
starters,
We might have found one, Dave. Yeah, I think finally you found one at the end there. I know we were doing a search all over the place. She's like a mystery woman.
well, what we
Does she
did.
even exist, I wonder?
Well, she does. But
Okay.
what we did is, Coach, we went to a computer-generated program. Again, in the year 2014 is everything.
Yeah.
And what we did is we put the information of Peyton and what he looks like and
Yeah.
what he's like,
Okay.
and we put that in to come up with a picture of what Mrs. Manning must look
A
like.
composite, if you will.
Yes, and lo and behold, this is what we believe is Mrs. Manning, Ashley Manning.
Yeah. Wow. That is
That's quite a picture.
that's quite
That's
a picture.
quite a picture.
Yeah. She needs a shave, Coach. I mean, Dave, she needs a shave.
Well, I'm not going to get into that, Coach.
No.
The last thing I want is anyone saying that I'm picking on
No, this is
Peyton's wife.
very high
It's quite the difference of
You know, it's
cosmetics between the two.
It's just
It's
a
what's
lack of-
it's what's inside that counts.
Oh boy.
Okay, and we got a little bit of information
Yeah, any
on
bio
her.
info you can share?
Yeah,
with us?
she's fond of horses.
Oh, that's a perfect fit.
Yeah, so that works
That
out
works
well.
out. Horse race jacket.
And she's also she has quite a few traits, but she happens to be the world record holder for tobacco spitting in the female over 30 category.
Whoa.
And
It's a
couple
sexy
of,
stat.
couple of other things. She is a foremost expert on the Heimlich maneuver, which she practices every January.
Well, that's helpful.
When Peyton comes home from his playoff game.
I hope she's ready this weekend, man.
And this lading thing is she is going into experimental areas.
Really?
Where she's being considered a guru on braiding female body hair.
Ooh, wow.
So again, as you can see, just as Giselle has a full plate,
Yep.
Mrs. Brady has a full
Mrs.
plate.
Brady is quite the
And
lady.
it has a full
Manning.
plate, Mrs. Manning.
man.
Yeah,
With
well,
the man.
I lost my voice. I'm speechless when I look at that picture. When I look at that picture of her, I'm speechless.
Anybody would lose their train of
Oh,
thought.
yikes. All right.
So anyway, so now we have found out what the men come home to each night.
Man, that's awesome.
Okay.
Nice job.
Well,
Checking
hey,
that one up,
we,
buddy.
we all helped, and the computer-generated. I have to believe that's what she looks like. If someone can show me a different picture, I'm all
There you
eyes.
go, right. Then we'll stand corrected, but
Yeah,
until
it is-
such time.
It isn't my fault that they put her whole life in a closet and locked the key.
No.
I do the best I can, guys.
Nope.
Right now, let's talk about the fathers. And let's start off with Archie Manning, an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, the whole Manning lineage there. That's Peyton's dad for sure.
Oh, there's
No
some
question about that one.
Oh,
That's
there-
confirmed.
there's some genes there.
Yeah.
And just figured I'd go over a few of the highlights of his record. He played the majority of his time for the New Orleans Saints.
Yep.
And his record as far as one loss in games that he started was 35 and 101. So basically
Solid.
he won
Solid.
one out of every 3 games that he played.
That's 1 out of every 4, but that's
Yeah,
Yeah, one out of every
Yeah,
4.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Solid
glad you guys are here.
25% rate.
solid 25 rating on that one. Excellent.
So again, so that is Archie Manning, and I believe we have a picture of
Yeah,
how he
I
played
think-
each game.
I think Archie's been shown there, and a lot of them are from his back, it seems. Most of the pictures we could find were him being tackled, fumbling the ball, or falling backwards, getting hit.
Yes.
So, that's what's
We
out there.
certainly had
Well-
a tutelage to teach him what not to do.
Or in a drunken stupor, but we didn't want to go there.
We wanted to keep this a very, very highbrow show, as
Okay.
it always is. So,
And next would be Tom Brady's father.
yeah, well, Tom's dad. That's
Yeah, and as most people know, Tom's dad is the Almighty Lord, which we have a picture of right here.
It's Tom's dad. Very pretty, very pretty.
God sent Tom down to restore humanity to mankind. He also sent Tom down to remind each and every one of us how great our lives could have been if Adam and Eve hadn't screwed up in the Garden of Eden. We could have all had the life of Brady.
Well, could have been Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Think of the world that, huh? Wow.
So again, on one end we have Archie Manning,
Yep.
35 and 100, and then the other, the man that created the earth.
Undefeated and untied.
Undefeated and untied God.
Sends his only begotten son, Tom, down here
To save us all,
save
and the
us all.
fans of New England.
and to
If
to
you
give us
remember, we
some
went
sort
through
of-
some tough times.
Oh, didn't we? Though?
Again,
Didn't
quite the opposite ends of the spectrum between
Yeah,
the
yes.
wives and the fathers.
Okay, and guys, now we've come to the big enchilada.
Yeah, yeah. You talk about disparities. You talk about Tom's dad being, God,
The Lord.
and now you go into the actual fellows themselves. A lot of people think that Manning is actually Satan.
Well, I have the most
I.e.
recent.
Satan Manning. So
I have the most recent picture. Could we get the picture up there of Manning?
Visual evidence.
visual evidence that he has a satanic backing. I
Absolutely.
think.
Yeah. Well, so there's Peyton. Let's talk about him. He has.
Let's talk
he has
about Peyton
quite
Manning,
a few highlights, and gosh, I'd like to talk a little bit about it. First of all, Peyton is a big-time record holder in the playoffs.
Oh, well,
He
there are
has,
records, yeah, but I mean,
he has the most playoff losses, 11.
fantastic.
Okay, and also he has the most one and dones, one playoff game and out.
Another.
8.
He'll probably own that record forever.
Yeah,
That one is not going to be a problem.
and the last is one that I always find amazing, is that he's the most times for throwing his offensive line under the bus following a playoff loss press conference. The ways he finds
Undisputed king of that there,
the way
buddy.
he finds.
Wow.
So that's Peyton. And then next we have
Oh, the
Golden Boy.
The Golden Boy. Truly the Golden Boy. Yep.
Tom Brady, and just a little bit about Tom. 6'4", 225. 3-time Super Bowl champ. Been to the Super Bowl 5 times. 9-time Pro Bowler. And this is an area where Peyton and Tom are very similar. while Peyton holds the record for most playoff losses,
Yep.
Tom holds the record for most playoff wins with 18.
Very similar. One, yeah.
So
Again, opposite ends of the
Opposites,
spectrum.
but very similar. Yes, of course.
So, with that being said, guys,
Wow.
I think our fans now kind of see where these guys have come from.
Yep.
You know, their fathers that molded them, who they come home to each night,
Yep.
and what they do. And from here on in, I'm going to close this comparison, and I am going to say I hope we see no other comparisons about the two, unless they're like this.
This is book right here, man.
Yeah.
I would think if we get this out into the media, they can use this during the weekend shows, and this is stuff no one's got. No, I mean, who's got this info? on
This
it?
is good stuff, and I
Yeah,
also would like to say, Viva the stool. Viva the stool.
Viva the stool.
Okay, Coach,
All right.
you're up now that we got that out of the way.
Okay. Well, we've done a great job of breaking this the main subject.
Educated the backgrounds of both quarterbacks.
Exactly. That's what I meant to say. Clearly, I meant to say that. Well, but there are a couple of games going on this weekend. Aside from these really remarkable stats we were able to bring out. So let's start with the NFC, then we can finish with our game because
I like that.
it is the Final Four, so to speak. We're down to the 4 teams that are going to represent both sides of the AFC NFC going into the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. And I think the NFC is probably going to be a game a little bit closer than the other one. It seems to me like the two teams are matched up very similarly. The way they're set up, very strong defenses, a tendency towards the ground and pound, but also can air the ball out. Two mobile quarterbacks. I mean, I think you're looking at a really good game there. I think the opening line starts out that Seattle is get the home field advantage, therefore the 3.5 points, I think, is what we're looking at. So, Rich, let me throw this over to you. What do you think? We're looking at a close game, hard-fought game? Or what,
Well, I don't think there's any doubt it's going to be a close game. I mean, the NFL got what they wanted with Manning versus Brady in this one, and then Carroll versus Harbaugh in the NFC. I mean, this is a fascinating matchup in so many perspectives. Like you said, both two very good defenses, two teams that like to run. And what a contrast of difference in the games themselves, because you're going to see two dynamite defenses in the NFC. Not to knock our defense, who played pretty well, the Broncos, but you're going to see quite the contrast of styles. The quarterbacks, I think what the stat was, Russell Wilson and Kaepernick combined for over 1,000 yards rushing, while Manning and Brady combined for -13. So you're going to see two completely different styles at the quarterback positions, but two successful styles. One's right, one's not right, one's not wrong. I think the 49ers are just too hot right now. I think their defense is playing well. People are going to point to the fact that they got crushed in Seattle in the regular season, but they didn't have Aldon Smith, who was in rehab. They didn't have Patrick Willis, who was injured, who's one of the, or if not the best linebacker in the game right now. Those two guys are difference makers. I think they do enough to get it done. And just the way they shut down Cam Newton, the Carolina Panthers, in the second half was impressive to me. And I think it's about time somebody shuts up these Seahawks.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. So we're going with.
I'm running with San Francisco. I think they're hot right now. I think they get it done.
Are we going with the spread on this, gentlemen?
Yeah,
It's 3.5. I mean,
3.5.
Seattle's favored by 3.5. So if I'm taking the Niners to win outright, obviously they cover that.
You like to win right outright. Dave, what do you think about this game?
Hey, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the second game, right? So we're the 3 o'clock game, and then these guys are okay.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so the late game.
I mean, how much
Coast.
enjoyment could you ask for out of life if Patriots win, and then we're sitting there watching this game?
Should be a great day.
But anyways, my feelings are I can't stand Harbaugh.
Yep.
And I can't stand Pete Carroll.
Okay, so that's even.
Can't stand the people of Seattle.
Okay.
Don't like their whole fake earthquake baloney. Don't believe that for 1 second.
Yeah, San Fran's doing that fake earthquakes. Well, actually, they had a few rumbles.
They've had some real ones. With all that being said, I'm putting my money on Kaepernick. I'm telling you, the guy impressed. I mean, he's a nutcase and all that, but so what? He, remember against Green Bay? He says, I don't care about the cold. And Steve Young says, you better care about the cold. I don't care. And then after he beats them, he's there in this with the
short sleeves.
Short sleeves the whole game.
Yeah, he don't care. He's a special breed, and I think he's gonna bring them.
So you both like them coming in and taking them on. I'm just for the sake of being a contrarian here. I'm going to take Seattle, and I think in a way the 12th man comes up huge here because that is a really tough stadium to play. San Fran